I would like to tell you the story of Scott Harrison. I used to work with a hospital ship based in West Africa, and we were docked in the country of Liberia. And Scott came to serve with us as a photographer. Now, when Scott was 18 years old, he went to find fame and fortune in New York City. He became a nightclub promoter, and he was very, very successful in it. Unfortunately, that lifestyle led him to partying, experimenting with drugs, pornography, all the things that did not align with his Christian upbringing. And after a number of years, he realized he needed to make a change in his life. So he decided to reconnect with his Christian faith, and he thought, let's go overseas and serve with some kind of a Christian charity. So he started to apply to different Christian charities that were working overseas, and everybody denied him except us. We needed a photographer. He was willing to pay the $500 a month to work with us, and he came. Now, his responsibility as a photographer was to take pictures, the before and after pictures of the patients that we were treating. And he became very, very interesting to know what the villages that these people were coming from looked like. So he spent a lot of his free time going ashore and visiting these patients in their villages. And as he was going ashore, he started to see something that really filled him with a sense of dismay. He realized that a lot of these villages had no access to clean drinking water. What typically happens in some of these villages is that usually the women spend a big part of their day going to some water source, sometimes miles away, and then carrying it back to the village. But these water sources were quite often just a still standing pond, a brown river. Most of the time it was just very polluted water. And what he realized was that so many of the diseases and problems that people had in these villages was because of the water they were drinking. So he was wondering, is anybody doing anything about this? He came to serve with us for 1 year, and then he went back to New York City. And when he got back home, he decided to have a birthday party. It was his birthday, and the best thing that he could came up with was to rent a nightclub. But rather than setting up a party for clubbing, he asked all his friends, and some of them very, very well-known celebrities, to each bring it. I think it was his 30th birthday, and he asked each of them to bring $30 to his birthday. No gifts, just bring him $30, and he was going to put it into a fund, and then he was going to find someone and go back and see if he could do something about the water problem. He ended up raising $15,000 with his birthday bash. And he went back to Africa, and he restored the water with wells. Got a company to help him to dig wells with clean water. And that started one of the primary organizations that today are solving the issue of fresh water to the 650 million people that don't have it, called water.org. He is the founder and CEO of this organization. I love Scott's story, and I got to know him. I don't know him personally anymore, but there's so many lessons to learn from his story. One of the lessons is that quite often we find our purpose through dismay. Something that really disturbs us, something that we know we can solve, a problem that we can solve socially, Many people become an activist for a great cause. It all starts with that sense of dismay that's within us. The second is that quite often it's just a simple idea. He just had a simple idea, a birthday party, get people to each bring him $30 for his 30th birthday, and a movement was birthed. And today he is helping people all over the world, in South America, Africa, Asia, to restore fresh water. And the last lesson that I really like from Scott's story is the fact that your past is never without vain. Even doesn't matter what your past looked like, it can be to your benefit. He used the friendships and the influence that he's built during his short career as a club promoter in New York City to his advantage to spread his wonderful idea. So my encouragement to you is, if you have an idea, it doesn't matter how simple it seems, doesn't matter how crazy it seems, just try it out. You don't know where it might take you. And the second thing is, don't ever regret your past. Doesn't matter how many mistakes you made, doesn't matter how off course your life went at some stage, somehow that all can benefit you in the future and help other people. So I hope this helped you, and I look forward to speak to you in the next video.